asking myself some deep questions. And I made a friend who led me to an online evangelist. And from there, I started to shape certain moral values. And by December 2013, I was invited for a retreat program, Deeper Life retreat program. And I made up my mind to put my hands on the plow. And God has been faithful since then. God has been since then. And it has been wonderful.
Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis, for that interesting wrap up of you. I mean, it's so great. So, I think if I'm permitted to say what I've learned so far, maybe it's just in its infancy, the show, but I think I'm learning already. You aren't. I mean, you ask yourself certain questions and you have to answer them personally. I mean, answering them personally now means taking a decision like our panelists did. So I would still go with Mr. Tekumafo. I'm sure he's still there with us. Sir, I mean, you were brought up in a faith-based environment, spiritually sound environment. How did your upbringing shape your understanding of faith and spirituality?
Well, my upbringing was always faith and spirituality. There was never anything else. That's the privilege. It could have it could have its challenges, which I hope we'll talk about later. But that's the privilege of the Christian environment. That's all I knew. That's everything. That was my identity. That's how I identified myself. That's how I kept boarding school for 6 years or for 7 years in two different schools. And I remember each time they would at the beginning of the year, for some reason they'll ask everyone which church you attend to, and it was the Baptist school, and most people were in Baptist and Presbyterian, most of the classic churches. And when they'll get to my name, I'll say Deeper Life, and people will be like, "Oh, okay, this is different." And then when I was young, when we come back from school, my friends are playing, I'd have to go for Bible studies and things like that. So that was my identity. That's all I knew. And so that foundation or that environment helped me to understand, the basic tenets of faith and spirituality. I knew that this is how you have to live your life because I didn't know anything else. So the church routine, the church activities, and just the teaching and the knowledge helped me to have that understanding, that maybe let me say an undiluted understanding of faith and spirituality. Even if to eat or take the conscious decision, the environment, the routine, the activities, that was my identity. That's how I identified myself, and it helped me to have that basic tenets or basic understanding of faith just because of the environment I was in. Things that were said in church were repeated back at home. So that constant repetition of faith, of the commandments, of the Bible, built a firm beginner's foundation of what faith and spirituality look like. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's important how the routine, the repetitions, I mean, shaped your life, your understanding of faith. Liked how you call it the tenets of faith. Yeah, I mean, they're so important how it worked for you. I mean, it kind of laid a foundation or the bedrock for you to really build upon. I mean, when you had what we would call personal conviction in Christianity, I mean,